Hey folks, welcome back to Measures of Central Tendency, day number 2. We're going to talk about the mean, which not only is not a word you would use to describe your teacher, but it's also a word that we use quite a bit in math. So our definition of mean is simple. It's the average number from a set of data or a group of numbers. Now, I can tell that you're probably asking yourself, why would we need to find the mean? And this, because it says right here, is a great question. And we're going to work through this example to explain why. Why is a great question. So we're going to take a look at this data, or data. We have Jill, Tim, Brad, Randy, and Mark. And bonus points to you if you can identify what television show they're from. One of my favorites when I was growing up. Above each person's name are cookies. Now they're not real cookies, so you cannot eat them. We have 5 for Jill, 3 for Tim, 4 for Brad, 6 for Randy, and only 2 for Mark. Now, the first thing that we need to do to find the mean or the average is add up the total amount of cookies. So let's do that. Please count how many cookies are on our chart. We'll add 5 plus 3 plus 4 plus 6 plus 2. Take a minute, a few seconds, figure that out for me, please. Wonderful. I heard someone say it, 20, love it. We have 20 cookies total. Now, how many people do we have where these cookies are distributed? Jill, Tim, Brad, Randy, Mark. We have a whole hand of people. 5 people. So we're going to divide the total number of cookies by the total number of people that have cookies. So the total number by the amount of numbers. Each person here represents a number. There's 5 of them. So total number of cookies is 20. And then the total number of numbers is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now we need to figure out how many groups of 5 are in 20. That's division, right? How many times does 5 fit into 20? What times 5 equals 20? Skip count by 5 until you get to 20, but count how many 5s you use as you're going along. 5, 10, 15, 20. So we have 4. Now what does this mean though? What does this mean? It means that on average, each person has 4 cookies. They look like they're chocolate chip, but the flavor doesn't really matter. So on average, each person has 4 cookies. But why does this matter? Why is this a great question? It's a great question because you, who I'm going to assume enjoys cookies, might want some. So if you had these 20 cookies and they were in a bag, and you distributed them, how many cookies are you likely to get? If I didn't choose to give Jill 5, or Tim 3, or Brad 4, or Randy 6, or Mark 2, how many are you on average likely to get? Well, if we distributed them evenly, each person would get 4. So our average is 4. You take the total number of cookies, or whatever it is that's in your data, and divide it by the number of numbers that are in your data or data. Divide it, and that gives you your average. If you're in school, you're going to be getting report cards really soon, which is awesome. If you want to find out your average mark, you're going to take all of your marks. So you're going to have math marks, language marks, a French mark, a physical education mark, a health mark, a music mark, an art mark. If you add all of those marks together, so all of your percentages, add them up, it'll be several hundred. You're going to divide it by how many marks you added together. So if you had, say, 6 classes, you're going to divide the total amount of your marks by 6 to find out what your average mark is. Okay? Again, when you're done this video, you will find in Google Classroom an activity for you to work on to practice finding the mean. Okay? Next video is going to be about the median. We will see you for that.